Hi, this is Ed from SOS Bookkeeping. In this video, we're going to talk about the importance of monitoring and managing your cash flow. Something that I learned early on in my business career was a saying of never run out of cash. So it's very important to keep track of your cash. So there's a couple things that are involved in that. One is your cash on hand. And when I say cash on hand, I'm talking about liquid assets, things that can be converted easily into cash, whether they're actual money in the bank, mutual funds, EFTs, crypto, something that can be easily converted into cash when needed. So that's the one side of the equation. And then you also have your accounts receivable, which will give you a projection of what cash you have coming in, but you have to keep in mind that that money isn't in the bank yet, so you can't use it for the pay bills until you have it. And there are occasions when you don't get all of the receivables, and you may find yourself, businesses sometimes find themselves, if they don't do a good job on managing their receivables, to have to put them into factoring, which is something I've done in the past. Not sold my receivables, but bought receivables from people that didn't manage them well, which means you might get 50, 60, 75 cents on the dollar for those receivables, and then you no longer own them. So that's an option, but that's besides the point. So you've got your cash or your liquid assets, you have your accounts receivable, and then you have to keep track of your accounts payable. Now, this all can be done on spreadsheets, but I highly recommend you do it with the bookkeeping software. And bookkeeping software can be had for as little as $15 a month. If you need some help with that and some of the options and some of the considerations, because you can get for as little as $15. So we can help you with that. I'd be glad to give you some input on that. But the different levels of these various vendors will vary depending upon what your needs are. So that's important to know. Some are better for construction companies, some are better for e-commerce, and so on and so forth. But so you have to keep these things in balance. You have to watch your cash on hand, your accounts receivable, and your accounts payable. So you're watching your cash flow and cash flow projections. Very important. And then it's also, don't forget that you have taxes to take care of. You have emergencies. You never know when something, one of your tools, or it's hard to say what it could be, one of a million things. Anybody who's been in business for a while, you know what I'm talking about. So you have to keep as much set aside of that as possible. And it's very useful to go back. If you've kept good records and you've been in business for a little while, you can go back at your previous years or quarters statements, and you can see how that cash flow worked, what you needed, and that'll give you a good idea of projecting what you need to set aside for the future. I hope that's helpful, and that's it.